like there's not many that are like Kinnick, man. Like it's definitely special, and that's all because of the fans. And even like after the Kentucky game, because that clip went around a little bit. Like I got back to Iowa City, for the start of the semester, and I had probably had like 15 like handwritten letters from fans, like that were all just like awesome, like just great, stuff like that, where the fans are great, man. The fans are great. And there's a lot of people that love the Hawks and love every player on the Hawks, and it makes it a lot of fun. Like students that were working, trying to like hold people back, and like they were doing a half-ass job, just like it was wild. Like it was wild. And then we get out for pregame, not even pregame, for the primer, which is like an hour and a half before kick. Usually stadium is like empty, like everywhere. Kinnick, there's decent, like the student section's like starting to fill up. Iowa State student section was full.
Punches are, you throw it, I'm ducking it, like instantly. It's not even a question.
Coop,
all 11 of me is ducking it.
Coop, I'm going to hit you so hard you think you're surrounded. You're just a little bald man who's, what are you, 6? No reach.
Huh?
You got no reach.
Okay.
I do want to give you a chance here for some shout-outs. Just looking at the guys running and gunning out there on special teams for you this year, insane. Like, that might be the most loaded special teams of all time for Iowa.
Well, yeah, I've done a couple of like media interviews the last couple of days, and I really highlighted that, is that how lucky I am that there's guys on the punt unit that want to be on the punt unit, because you go to other schools and it ain't like that at all. But yeah, so lucky that there's guys out there. First and foremost, like the guys in front of me blocking. I mean, like Jack Campbell's on the punt unit, and he's just as fast as anyone. So yeah, once he's done protecting, he's running and screaming down there, ready to kill anyone that gets in his way. I'll still beat his ass myself though, but don't worry. But yeah, really lucky that there's like Cooper DeJean, Terry Roberts, just two really, really fast guys. So yeah, I'm really lucky to have them. Like DeJean's just built in a lab. He's good at everything. Like I swear on my life, apart from like defensive line or offensive line, you could play him anywhere. Absolutely anywhere.
It seriously seemed like he was all over the field on Saturday.
Oh, he is. He pretty much is. Like he's pretty much on all special teams. Maybe bar kickoff. So he's on punt return. He's on punt. He's on kick return. Then he's playing DB. He's everywhere. I mean, bloody hell, get him on the offense. Like, he can play anywhere you want.
We got multiple.
Can I flip my camera around on this? I don't think I can, but does that show him? Yeah.
It says Bougie Smuggler.
Yeah, on the back. Yeah.
What's the yellow? Is that a Hawkeye one?
Classic teams like the Steelers and the Patriots, just like the Ravens, like just those games on like a cold Sunday night when it's 20 degrees and you're sitting and watching it, all like Green Bay and things like. I love watching those teams just go at it because it's just hard-nosed football, like that's when the big boys come out to play, and yeah, that's what I love watching.
Like, yeah, the shit talking that goes on in practice is insane, and it's usually among the receivers and DBs.
Yeah, it's just natural. Like, we're just going against each other the entire season for 6 months. Like, yeah, these dudes are going to piss you off, especially when we're clamping them. They get all mad and hurt because they're not getting the ball thrown to them. So,
and then we like 85% of the time go like 8-0 against them in practice, and once they start crying and start hitting people after the play. It's just,
that hasn't happened since I've been at Iowa. I don't think you guys have ever fucking
Sure. When we fry him, then he's instantly goes soft.
Yeah, okay. I don't know about that. No, that's crazy. Coop had the biggest mouth, but I don't know if he could back it up. I'll try and befriend them and compliment them and say, "Oh, good," get them soft, and they start playing soft, and that's when you fucking attack. It works every time, every single time. So I don't have to shit talk because I'm gonna make them feel good about themselves, and then they're gonna get all soft, and I'm gonna ear hole them, and they're gonna be like, "Whoa, like what the shit?" So it's all mental warfare, You gotta kind of play.
I think when they're coming out of the tunnel.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a huge baby about it me and Henry looked at each other. We both were like tearing up, crying. We're like, why are we such babies? Like, dude, it was tough. Like, it's such a weird experience watching it from the outside, but it was cool at the same time. It was very cool. Now you understand like why all the older guys that come before you say like, yeah, like it's the coolest experience of all time, because it is. It definitely is, and you can see it from the outside, and you can see how much it means to not only like the players but fans as well. So it was pretty cool. I forgot you live in Kansas, so
he goes to my barber.
So that makes sense. You guys have like the exact same haircut.
Dude,
yeah, I was gonna say.
People say we look like because we're light skinned. We have curly hair, mohawk, basically.
Love it.
You haven't been in a while though, have you?
Dude, I've been growing out the top. I might braid my hair out.
Oh, all right.
Dude, yeah. I heard you guys are kind of getting some shit this spring ball because you guys kept spinning the ball after.
Dude, we were spinning the ball to piss Coach Parker off every time we scored, bro. It was hilarious. Like, Coach Ferentz even brought it up in the team meetings, too.
Seriously?
Yes, bro. And then Spence, like, sometimes when we would have the refs there.
Spence, I was freaking out.
Bro, Spence was on our ass about it, talking about how we were creating bad habits, which I see where he's coming from, bro. But
yeah.
You know, the only devilish things we did was we'd go to each other's classes, and the teachers would have no idea because
that's illegal.
People are just trying to get after you, bro. Like, I remember, that game, I got called for a personal foul or something that I didn't do, and Coach Bielema wasn't there, so our assistant coach, who was the acting head coach, was like ripping me. Rightfully so, because it was like a bad time in the game. So I was like, I didn't do anything. And then the fan, like, went to go sit on the bench, and the fans were just letting me have it. Like, it's like they totally forgot about like the pregame stuff that happened on senior day, and they just like totally got after me. And my dad has a roommate named Eddie, and Coach Fry is walking around looking for my dad. They're in the stretching lines doing that. Coach Fry's like, "Geez, where's Eddie?" And my dad's like, "Eddie got married, Coach." And and Coach Fry's like, "Married? Eddie getting married today?" And he's like, "Yeah, Coach, he's married. He's not at practice today." And Coach Fry was like going nuts, and just like my dad was like, "Yeah, I don't know what else you want me to say. He's a wild card." But yeah, those stories.
Gervais would punch me for no reason. We'd go against. I don't know if you know who Nathan Budgeta is. He was a fifth year guy when we were true freshmen, and he had a bad shoulder, so he would wear pads every day, no matter what. So like we would be out there in just jerseys, and he'd have full pads on, and he'd be coming as he would hit us like we were going live. It was miserable. And then I'd go play tackle on scout team against like Anthony Nelson, Chauncey, Epinesa, Parker Hesse. Like, you think about some of the D linemen that I had to go against in scout team. It was nuts.
There'd be countless games when I like overhear like Shot and Cody and like Lindy come off the field and be like, "These dudes are pussies, dude." And he's like, "We are playing like our team is so much better." Like he's like, "Iowa guys are so much better. These guys
go against the best defense in the country every single day."
Yeah.
So it's like then we get out there on the field and like their D line, they don't know how to play against our style. Like when we play Iowa, they know that the O line's gonna just run as fast as we can, or try to just reach them and get around them. And then we go against other guys who they just all they practice is like linemen duck walking. So I did 545 for 10 reps squat, and then like the next week I did like 315 for like 3 reps and blew my back out and they never let me squat again.
What happened?
I was squatting like light ass weight, like 315, 300 something.
That's some light ass weight.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened to your back?
Blew it out.
Yeah.
It's crazy to play in that stadium. I think a lot of people in my neighborhood, you know, and went to my school. I'll kind of dream of playing in that place one day, but you know, odds are it doesn't really happen. So it was a pretty cool experience. I told my brother that, you know, he texted me after and he was like, thanks for, you know, living out like the dream of playing there. And I said, well, I did it for us. So it was a good experience.
That's awesome. This is the fan question of the week.
This comes from Kevin. With such a good offensive performance on Saturday, what was the vibe in the locker room post game? Was it a lot different than most other games this season?
Yes, absolutely. It was very much different. You know, there were smiles in the locker room, which was different the last couple of weeks, and music playing and stuff like that. You know, everyone was upbeat and excited, you know, about the game and how everyone played. You know, you can definitely feel like a sense of closeness after games like those. You know, Coop knows that. And you know, Coach Ferentz was speaking to us, and he gave that. You know, he started to choke up a little bit.
Yeah.
And, yeah, exactly. And so, you know, we all got super hyped about that, and we actually sang the fight song twice, so it was good.
Yeah, let's
look at that.
Yeah, boys.
Strap up, ladies and gentlemen.
This thing hasn't been put on in a minute.
I can't fucking get it up.
Yeah. This is. I mean,
there we go.
It's not close that these were the best uniforms I was ever played in.
We always said, if we ever storm, we're taking one of your helmets.
Yeah, take it like that was CJ Beathard's in 2016. Somebody took CJ Beathard's helmet, and they were like all down in the bars. They were trying to mouth guard on and drinking beer out of his helmet after they beat Michigan in 2016. Dude, that's so, I remember. I remember in 2017 against Penn State, like we were going to storm. Then I remember that very last play where, you know, Juwan Johnson caught that ball, but like I remember I was on my knee, like we were all like linked arms, like ready to storm if they didn't get that play. Mm-hmm. And I remember, you know, Greg was sensing that was about to happen. He's like, everybody keep your helmet on.
Yeah.
Keep your helmet on.
Yeah.
We don't need another helmet debacle.
They were freaking out. They always freaked out. That little bootleg and the dude grabbed him by the ankle. And
Sam Hubbard.
Yeah.
That play, I'm like, dude, this game's over.
Dude, that was crazy. The thing I remember about that game was, I mean, obviously Josh Jackson was having a year, and then it got to he was already getting like All-American and Thor pipe, and he got that first pick in that game. And I'm obviously with the DBs, and we're all like, dude, that's after the first pick, we're like, dude, he's got that Thorpe locked up. I mean, it's a guarantee. And then he gets his second pick, and now we're like 100. Now it's 100%. And then he got that third one-handed interception, probably the dopest pick in Kinnick history.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So I got out there, and I kind of got separated because when the fans storm, obviously all the players are out there, and then eventually we just have like a line, like a conga line, single file, just going through all the fans and everything like that. Everyone's just smacking on the helmet and everything. But I kind of got separated from that whole group, so I was just like me and like two other like stragglers, and some guy just grabs me, he's yelling in my face, shows me a Captain Morgan shooter, and I just take it, screw it off, down the whole thing right there, and then everyone's like freaking smacking me and everything like that. And I get back into the locker room, and this is like 15 minutes later, how long it fucking took. I get back to the locker room. We've already done all the cheering and everything like that. I mean, vibes are still high, but the team isn't like brought together or anything. And I sit down in my locker, and that shooter hits me. Like I'm not feeling good. I'm dehydrated. I'm not feeling good. Steve Rowe comes up to me. I got my head down. He like taps me on the shoulder. He's like, "Hey, you got media in 5 minutes." And I'm like, "All right, can I just shower quick?" And he's like, "No. You just what you got on right now?" Like, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" I go to the bathroom. I just hunched over the toilet. I puke like 2 or 3 times, just straight like clear. Just
what?
Like, yeah.
I've never heard this story.
Yeah, Tyler Barnes comes up to me. I'm in the stall. He's like tapping my back. He's like, "You good? You good?" I'm like, I'm good. I got media. And then I go to media. And
that's powerful.
Yeah, dude, it hit me so wrong. Like you should not drink when you exert and sweat that much.
Yeah,
It was in the fourth quarter when you downed them within the 5 there, or maybe it was on the 6-yard line.
Sorry, that happened a few. That happened a few times. I can't. Which particular one?
It was the last one of the game. We almost got a safety.
Yeah.
And you went nuts.
Oh, I was going pretty crazy, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I love winning, man. Like, there's something about road games. Like, Coop will attest to this. There's something about playing away and winning games. Like, it's just fun.
You should have seen Torrey after Nebraska. He had a freaking time on the bench.
Dude, that was probably like the most fun 60 seconds of my life, bro. Because Forrester, man, I'm telling you, bro, these people were giving it to me like non-stop all game. And I'm like, what can I say? We're losing by 2.5 touchdowns. I ain't really got much. So I just sat there and listened to it all day. Just like F you 9, like you suck 9, like you're a bitch, blah, blah. Every derogatory term you can think of. But my God, did I return serve when that final whistle went. Holy shit.
Yeah, we can't repeat what Toro was saying.
Yeah. Against Kaylin, okay, first off, I'm getting the ball, and I'm backing her down in the post the entire game. The entire game. No threes. I might take her to the cup. I might throw a shoulder. I'm not going to throw a shoulder too crazy. But, I'm definitely putting her in the post, like, the entire game, 100%. I'm going to have to big body her if I want to win. I can't shoot too many jump shots. I don't think I have the jumper I used to have. So, but if I can limit the amount of time she gets the ball and kind of, try to make as many layups as I can, I definitely would. I definitely would beat her, 100%.
It'd be interesting. If it's make it take it, though, she gets ball first, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, I see. That's why I said I got to get ball first because I don't play basketball.
Yeah.
I have to get ball first.
Yeah.
I feel like it's only right I get ball first. Or we can
what's your plan to shut it down?
I'm doing this. I'm doing this. I'm doing this.
Face card.
Here, let me give you a situation here. 4th down, they throw it deep. Do you catch it or just knock it down?
Oh man, you definitely have to knock it down. You gotta just think about where you're at on the field. You feel me? The situation is 4th and long. If I caught it, I could have got tackled on like 10 or 15. But I just had to knock it down and put the offense in a good spot. So just thinking smart. You know what I mean? I kind of for a quick second was like, I want to catch it, but in the back of my mind I was like, you got to drop this ball. So that's kind of it. Might have looked like I tried to catch the ball, but in reality, I was just being a smart on the defensive field. Like I know, like we prepare. Like Coach Parker makes sure we prepare for every team like they're like Alabama. Like he makes sure that we prepare for every team like they're gonna come out and destroy. Like if you could hear the way he talks about every team that we've played, like he even said Nevada, like okay, I can speak on Nevada after the game, but like they were not that good at all. But like going into the game, like we thought Nevada was like one of the coldest teams like that we were going to play that year. Like they look like he talks up every single opponent like this guy's fast. We're not going to be able to tackle this guy. This quarterback is one of the best quarterbacks in the country right now. So like he kind of mentally prepares us to I don't want to say to think because I think we prepare like every game is going to be one of the hardest games that we're going to play. But no matter who the opponent is, he makes sure that we kind of prepare the same no matter what. So this I don't want to say there's any difference between us praying for like Rutgers and Michigan. I think like we kind of understand like what type of athletes Michigan has, just naturally like it's a bunch of like 4 and 5 stars. So like we kind of know this game is a little bit bigger than the other one. So I think we're kind of preparing accordingly too. Yeah, facts. That was the funniest video ever. But what I wish I would have caught on camera was when I dunked on Spence. Our freshman year. Spence never wants to talk about it, but I literally
I heard about that.
Like right over Spencer just dunked on my freshman year. Funniest thing ever. Honestly y'all need to post this clip on Twitter so people can see this and I talked about it. Yeah, I need people to start asking Spence about it.
Like if it hits Tampa, how everyone is using the Superdome in New Orleans for Katrina?
Yeah.
I feel like people could just use Tristan Wirfs in the same way down in Tampa. Like he could just stand there on the beach and just grab a hold. Everything will be okay. The head doesn't hurt anymore. It's kind of like banging your head against the wall and you don't know that it hurt until you stop and it stops hurting. It's like, that head ringing behind the ears, that just chronic buildup of CTE, which is no longer occurring. That feels
because they're going to lose their opportunity to play football. Mm-hmm. So if you want to come to a school that this is a recruiting, here's my recruiting pitch for Iowa. You want to come to a school that is all about making you not only a great football player, but a better person and a man. Like every skill they teach you, the little things, the discipline, everything applies in everyday life with everyone who goes through it. It doesn't matter what you do. If you don't play football after college, you use it in the work world. Just the simple things, it's the little things, getting there early, being on time, being early is late, or being early is on time, being on time is late, and being late, you'll be forgotten. My coach Cope always used to say that, so true. And it's all the little things that matter, and a lot of schools don't teach that, and Iowa does. It's not about the money; it's about that kind of stuff.
I don't know how it happened, but I ended up at a table with I think it was Cody Myers, Cole was there, Coach Seth Benson was there, Riley Moss was there, Alex Padilla was there, Spencer was there, of course. I was there, and then I forget there was someone else sitting at that table, and Spence all of a sudden is like, "Pretty active on Twitter, Drew," or something like that, and I'm like, "Yeah," and I said, "Why do you ask?" And he's like, "Because I saw you posted a picture of Linderbaum or whatever," and he's like making fun of me or whatever, and I'm like, "Oh, okay." Well, long story short, I don't know. He said something that pushed me over the top, and I don't know why I said this. Like, it was literally like my first, I just got there, and I haven't even said anything to the guy. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe it'd be a picture with me and you on Twitter instead of me and Lindy if you were better. And then the whole table started laughing and stuff. And then the next day, people were asking me about it. So yeah,
I'm sure that table. They probably were laughing hysterically.
Oh, they were, and I didn't know at the time, but they were.
They probably
even Spence was smirking a little bit, but it still hurt on the inside.
Good, that was a hell of a comeback, and you should have done that because I'm sure now it's they're back, baby.
Yeah, it feels good because that's rough. You practice all those times, you're going out there, all your hard effort. And just to show up each game and not perform how you want to perform, that can be demoralizing. So now that we're kind of getting back in rhythm, it's everyone's having fun again, smiling, confidence is through the roof, and that's why I feel like we're going to be successful with these last 3 games because we're just back having fun with it. No one's uptight, no one's nothing. We know we can do it now. We just have to go out there and do it.
That is so big.
Yeah,
that is what she said. But dude,
we talk about the big picture. Cave talk about the big picture. November football, the basic stuff. Just it's when the teams are made right now. So either you're gonna win it, you're gonna lose it, and if you win it, you're gonna be you're gonna get where you want to go. If you lose it, then But like he said, I think we're a November team. I think this November is gonna show us what we really are, and we coming together at the right time. Yeah, he shed a couple of tears. You get to talk to him, then got to stop for a second, and then he gets his voice back, and then he just goes, "Bring it in." Then we break it down because he gets emotional. Yeah, he's definitely emotional. He loves the game a lot. You can just tell he loves the game so much that he gets emotional with just seeing the team come together and doing what he knows we can do. It definitely gets him emotional. I think he had a little teary eye when Caleb had that 75-yard touchdown. Cause we were looking at him, we were like, it looked like Caleb got a little teary eye.
The brief overview of how the funding works is these kickers and punters essentially create a profile on our website, and their profile, they're able to have obviously a picture, their goals for the season, and the bio. They can send out their custom link to their pledges, which can be friends, families, local business owners, whomever. And those pledges would either donate a fixed dollar amount or a dollar amount per point the kicker or punter scores in the upcoming season. So the season hasn't started yet, and we've already raised over $34,000, which is awesome. And you see Tori has been a tremendous help in that. And just having his account active for a little over a month, he's already raised $8,000 with the help of the big man, Spencer Petras, which is a really cool, and Beast threw down a hefty donation too, which is pretty cool.
Let's go.
Henry our case, baby.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So Henry, I tried committing on the phone when Coach Wallace gave me the walk-on offer, and he said, "Nope, can't do it yet." I said, "Well, shoot, why?" He goes, "You ever married someone without looking at them or meeting them?" I was like, "That's a fair point." So I drove up 15 hours to go visit Iowa when there was negative 20 degrees outside.
This is the question. So all your holders, you play rock, paper, scissors against them. Who holds the all-time record? Would you just kick their ass, or how'd that go?
So it was Ryan and I never really kept record. I think like I got Ryan like the first 8, and he goes, "Oh, I just don't like this anymore." And he's gonna hate that I just said that.
Yes.
He's gonna be so bad.
I spent 10 months thinking about like getting healthy, like getting back out there, like getting able to practice, like just being able to practice again is like, dude, what that dude wants more than anything. Mm-hmm. And within a month of being able to practice full again, like he blows out his other knee, and it's like, God damn, dude, like some guys just can't catch a break. Yeah. So like I think about that when I'm bitching about like bumps and bruises and shit, and I'm like, dude, like I get to go today. Like I got like a thigh contusion in my quad right now, and I wake up and I gimp out of bed like an old man, and I go warming up in the training room with a hot pack, and then I get ultrasound, and then I go to the stretch cage and do 15 minutes of stretching, and then I go sit in meetings, and then I gimp out to practice and put BioFreeze on my quad. You know what I mean? Like, but I'm still out there practicing, and some of those guys are dying to be out there to practice, but like they just can't. Yeah. So like it really is like an opportunity, and like the healthy guys lose sight of that. But like, dude, you get fucked up, and some days you're like, I don't want to do this anymore, and you still do it. But that was, and then also in camp, I remember it was like my welcome to the Big Ten moment. It was DJ Johnson. They were bringing a crash blitz off the edge. You two guys will remember this. And a crash blitz is like a corner blitz from the boundary. Yep. And Wirfs is blocking a guy right in front of him with his left hand, and DJ comes off the edge, like completely out of Tristan's eyesight. Yeah. Tristan, bang, behind him underneath the chin, knocked him out cold. DJ was on concussion protocol for like a week, and I was just like, I didn't even see him come. I'm like, yeah, man, this college football thing ain't gonna be for me. I'm shit for this one. He one of the, like I think our left tackle, like an end pushed our left tackle into him, and he thought like a D end tackled him. He's like, "You stupid motherfucker!" It sounded like Brian, just high pitch. He's like, I'm the fucking quarterback. Stay off the fucking quarterback.
He said that?
Yeah, I'm just like, that's fucking soft as shit.
Is that on film? He's a beast, dude.
Have you guys had any good fights in camp?
Not really, just scuffles here and there.
What's going on, dude?
Yeah, what the fuck? I'm kind of nervous for the program.
Hear me out.
Right now.
I was at the center of one. It was probably day 3. I think we just got shoulder pads on. Yeah, we're not tackling. Of course, calf is stay on your feet. You know,
get up,
bounce up. But Kayvon came from about 10 yards and stuck one of our freshman running backs. And he kind of did the Allen Iverson, like stood over him. And I came over and I fucking shoved K off him. And I was like, hey, motherfucker. I'm like, you want to pick on somebody? It was basically like, you want to pick on somebody your own size. You know what I mean? I'm like, he's a fucking freshman. You come talk to me if you want to fucking talk to somebody. Next thing you know, Clemp has me in a headlock. He's like, Sam. I'm sitting there. I'm like,
Clemp. Of course it's
Clemp. Yeah. And Clemp, he's just like talking in my ear. He's like, stop it, Sam. Stop it. I'm like, motherfucker, you come talk to me, you know. And dude, we were firing after that because, like, I don't get fired up like that, and I don't care that he hit him. but like standing over him, he's like, yeah, bitch, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, you're a fifth year. You should be doing it. Not to sound like so cliche, but like if you're healthy and can like practice and go on game day, like that's just it's such an opportunity. Yes. I don't want to use that word, but like guys get fucked up. Like
with some shit. He's a little instigator. Hey, I know how to push the buttons now. Yeah, and I know how to take care of it. Someone pull up the clip. Someone pull up the clip. Mike, you should pull up the iPad right now. Let's go back over the years where I smacked your ass on the first kickoff. Yeah, with a fucking double team. You have a freaking double team coming. It wasn't a double team. It was a quick set with a double team on the second level of kickoff. Like, don't say that. I was the trapper. I was the trapper behind the double team. Set. You think you're running down free as the 5. Boom, you don't see me coming till the last second. Boom, chin shot. Bang. That's the second one. That freaking right wing is coming up to double me. Mike, then the second one we doubled you. Me and Sam Laporta.
Does he have a girlfriend, and what's her name?
I actually don't think he does, honestly.
I'm just kidding.
Yo, I cannot wait until Illinois comes out on a nubside tight end to the boundary, and Mike's one of them, and Riley is on.
Yes, sir. It's gonna be lit.
What?
Oh yeah, which is bullshit. I wish we could shop. Can't shop.
What's the bounty on Mike this week?
The boys have set it at a can of chew and no THJ.
That's a big reward.
That's big, Max. That's big
reward.
I remember last year. But yeah.
I will say we do have a special guest entering because he wants to talk some shit to Mike.
Oh boy, I have a feeling.
Yes, sir.
Who are you looking forward to talking shit to the most?
I mean, if it's not Riley, then it would have to be. I'm trying to include Tori, bro. Easy.
Yeah, that's what he's asking.
Tori can talk some shit.
Talk so much shit, bro.
Oh yeah.
Just for Iowa's sake, we're gonna clip one of these things and tag Jack Campbell and say you were talking shit to him.
He's gonna be fired up. Yeah, he's gonna be headhunting you.
Hey, he probably would be. He probably would be. He's something, dude. He's a beast.
So your girlfriend's name's Leah, Michael?
Wasn't your girlfriend go to Iowa State? What was she saying?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Here we go.
Sir!
Well, preview.
Turn me up. I love it.
That's good. Are we gonna get on the game?
Normal, but yeah, man. I mean, it's just like that's kind of what I was alerting to, like the Ray Guy thing. It's just like comical because it's like you see all these guys with like all these stats. It's like, well, like when we went down to Florida last year, like I punted like shit against Kentucky and averaged 50 yards because it's 70 degrees down there. It's just like how are these guys like only doing that? You know what I mean? So yeah, the weather's been a little challenging, but that's Big Ten football, baby. I love it, and I think it just shows like if you can prove that you can do it up here, then I think it just shows you can do it anywhere.
Beginning of the season, and we're giving it to you after the season. The Men on Melrose Ray Guy Award winner, presented by Men on Melrose, Tori Taylor.
Oh, thank you. Who are the other candidates?
Those are you already won. Don't worry about it.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah.
You only talk about the winner.
It's in the bag. Well, thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
Really appreciate it.
Any punter who was a part of every kick counts.
Absolutely.
Was making with those punting is winning shirts. And, like he said, Ray Gunn could have sent that donation off. Tori could be done with it, right? The money's going to a great cause. Understandably, awesome, I've done my job, right? Tori comes and meets us in Reagan. We literally thought like we were going to say, hi, Tori, and Tori was going to be like off, right? Get a couple pictures. And we sat there and listened to him talk about our cause. And he talked about it more eloquently than we could. And I mean, truly, like we all just looked at each other like, what just happened? Like after we left, Tori doesn't even know this, right? Like we went around the corner and we're all just like, we're in tears. We're like, what's even happening? Like, why are all these people coming to listen? And why are these people that it's like when somebody doesn't have to care about something and they do, it's just, I'm clearly speechless, but that's what Tori did, just like Keith did. They could have been done with something, and instead they went, what can I do? And they are the reason that this journey has happened, right? Because if either of them hadn't said, what more can I do? We wouldn't be where we are. But instead, you know, every athlete that Keith works with wants to be involved in Every Kick Counts because Keith wants to be involved with Every Kick Counts. So it's the people, it's the relationships. I feel like, you know, it's everything you guys learned in Iowa football, I think, right? As an outsider, you know, it's caring about people and the relationships and having a good culture. And I really, you know, either they pick really good people or they create very good people, or both, because we have certainly been the beneficiary of that.
Definitely.
Yeah. Situation Iowa football started out a kicking program, Keith Duncan Kicking, essentially, doing private lessons and camps for kickers starting in Iowa and now throughout the Midwest. And I met Will, her son, and said, hey, Will's got an awesome opportunity to kick. He's really good. So that led to lesson after lesson after lesson. And found out Count the Kick through Kate's conversations. And I did a similar event in high school with a Kansas Research Foundation. And I think we kind of just talked about the idea and brought it up and said, hey, this would be an awesome idea to implement for Count the Kicks. The play on words is perfect. We met with the founders and we kind of got it done. So I think with the help of starting it initially with the kickers that I've trained and then kind of outreaching through there, I think it was a great start. But then we wanted it to scale on a larger level, which is where I think Tori comes in and did a phenomenal job this year. Was kind of getting the ground started for college and then eventually NFL. But it's the funding, I think, and we've said this since day one, the funding is great. And we did a phenomenal job with that this year. But it's also, how are we going to educate not only these kids, but we're going to reach a new demographic with males, where I think our messaging with Count the Kicks has previously been fairly directed towards females. So now Every Kick Counts is finding a new demographic in males and younger kids. So it's the education.
Count the Kicks. I was like, well, fuck, I've never heard of that. But then I said, if you recommend it, and I'll kind of take your word for it. And then it really just took off like that. I think I posted it on the Thursday, or the Thursday or Friday before. I don't know who were playing the third week. It was maybe Kent State or Colorado State, whoever it was that week. And my Twitter was just going nuts. Like, hey, I bought your T-shirt. Like, I can't wait to wear it this weekend, blah, blah, blah. And then I think it was within about a week, we'd probably sold maybe a couple $1,000 worth, which was quite crazy because I thought to Mike, and I've probably said this a few times, that I was like, if we can honestly sell like 10 T-shirts or something and send a few $100 off to charity, then like, great, that's awesome. And then it really just took off. And then I think by the time the season wrapped up, we'd sold about, I think $12,000 or $13,000 worth. And then just before Christmas, that was when Kate was blessed with my presence, and yeah, we met in person.
It's getting here less with your presence, Tori.
Yeah. So, met up at Raygun. I met all the ladies from the Count the Kicks organisation and their families. Well, some of their families were there too, and a little baby named Lamb as well, who'd kind of been impacted quite significantly by the Count the Kicks organisation, and just everyone that kind of went out there and bought a T-shirt. That's kind of in short story, and then in short form, sorry, but
for these just like little stuff. So like for me and Coach Stoops to both spend formative years there, like I think that was definitely a point of bonding. And then like little stuff like I remember what week it was this season, but we were in practice and it dropped 20 degrees in like 2 hours. So it goes from like 50 all of a sudden to the 30s. The wind is blowing, and we're in warm-ups. I say, Coach Stoops, like, this feels like Iowa City. And we both bust out laughing. He's like, no, it's not that bad, you know. I mean, I'm fired up for both. Like, the first thing that I thought of, like, when I saw that, you know, it was like fresh in Twitter that day. You know, who's going to be. And then it pops up, and then my phone starts blowing up. Kentucky, Iowa teammates, like, no way. And, like, the first thing, like, the competitor in me is, like, that's awesome. Like, I want to play against these guys. But then, like, I think it was Justin Britt and Deontay Craig FaceTime me, like, 60 seconds after. And, like, the trash talking begins. And so, like, I love it all. Yeah, I'm excited to hug them all and maybe turn up in Nashville a little bit.